Good morning, everyone. My name is Amy Williams. Welcome to my stamp studio. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am so happy that you're here today. It is Sunday, October 23rd, 2022, and today we're going to do a one-sheet wonder. So we're going to make our own kind of designer series paper and then cut that into fourths and make 4 different cards out of that. You could actually turn it into more cards if you wanted to. You could do the whole page, but for here we're just going to do the 4 cards. I'm doing it in fall colors because it is October. It's 85 today in Texas, so not so much fall weather right here, but I'm sure that I've seen some beautiful pictures of other places that are getting fall colors, and we're supposed to cool down next week, so hopefully we will too. Stick around for the end, that I'm going to show you some in some different colors that I've used, some greens that are absolutely stunning. We are going to use the Soft Seedlings stamp set today, and that stamp set is in our winter catalog. It'll be available until December 31st. So if you don't have a demonstrator and you would like one, I would be honored to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. All of my information is in the description of this video, so hop on over there and let me know if you need any help with your stamping needs. Also, if you would like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that as well. All right, here we go. I'm gonna flip the camera. Oh, did y'all like my book t-shirt? I'm gonna have to change my blinds again because the sun is... There we go. Okay, now I've got it. All right. Now you can't see it. Okay, so let me make sure I've got everything to where you can see. Here is, okay. And I'm gonna pull that down a little bit as well. Okay, so as you can see, the colors we're gonna use today are crushed curry, pumpkin pie, Cajun craze, and cherry cobbler. Those are autumn colors to me. And I'm going to show you what we're going to make. We're going to make 4 cards that we're going to stamp. Oh, let me show you the stamp set. We're going to use the Soft Seedlings here. We're going to use the, we're going to use pretty much all of the stamps. But on this, to make the designer series paper, we're going to use these 2 to make this beautiful paper. And then we'll make 4 cards with it with the paper. All right, so let me get started. Let me open up my ink pads. I've got crushed curry. There's pumpkin pie. There's Cajun craze and cherry cobbler. Oh, yikes. Okay, and then I have these finger daubers that I'm going to use for each one of them that we're going to actually lay on the stamp. That's stuck. We're going to put them on the stamp, and then we're going to stamp with it. So we're going to start with that. So I'm going to start with crushed curry, and I have one that I've already used. I'm going to dab it in here. Now this one, I did the colors on the outside, the lighter colors on the outside. So I'm just going to kind of go around like this. Now I will admit, I'm not going to do all of this. I don't want the stems to be there. There would be other things I'd want to do with the stamp that use the stem, but on this one, I really don't want the stems. So I'm going around and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it right in the middle here so you can see. It's hard to see as I lay on the color. You'll see as I get darker that you'll be able to see them better. Then I'm going to do Cajun craze. I'm going to go in the middle with that. And I want to overlap the color some because I don't want it to be a huge change, okay? So then the last one is the cherry cobbler. And I will tell you, the first one is always a little bit lighter. So it will be the middle one, but it'll be a little bit lighter. Okay, so I'm going to take that. There's no need to huff on this because it doesn't dry that quickly. So I'm just going to stamp this in the middle. And there's your first one, okay? And you can kind of see the graduated of colors. Now, I'm not going to clean the stamp in between. I'm just going to go on to my next color. And the reason is because, one, it takes a lot more time, and and I don't have that kind of time. And two, I like the layering of the colors, the way it happens as I go. So I don't really like the, I don't want to clean it between. I just found that didn't work so well. So plus I'm a little lazy. Let's just be honest, a little lazy. All right. Oh, dang it. I just did that on the outside. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do that on the inside. That's funny. When I was doing the green, I was doing it kind of opposite. I went light down to dark. So this one's going to be a lot different. And you know what? That's okay because, well, that's what we want. We want them to be different, right? Because no two leaves are the same. Look, that's a totally different look because I have that dark on the outside. But hey, I like it. I think it looks pretty. I'm going to keep it like that. And I am going to kind of tap off a little bit in between because it's going to get some other colors on it. So I don't want to get those colors into my ink pad. So I'll probably tap a little bit off, especially on the light colors. I'm not as concerned with the darker colors, but definitely with the light colors, that dandelion and pumpkin pie. So my thing is not going to look so pretty at the end of this. It's going to look a little messed up, but that's okay. It's not really about keeping it pretty, right? All right, it's about the creative process. I did this yesterday. I was working on it yesterday, and I had ink, well, you can see all over my hands. And then I had to serve at church, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna be so mad that my hands are dirty. And I tried so hard to clean my hands, but it didn't work so well, I'll admit. Obviously, since I still have stuff on my hands. So yeah, it didn't look so great, but I tried to hide them as best as I could. So that's okay. So as I do this, because this does take a little bit of time, I was gonna have one ready, and then I thought, well, you kind of need to see how long it takes, because you gotta have a little bit of time invested. And if you don't clean it, the good thing about it is if you miss a spot, there's stuff on there, so it's all good. And you do want to turn it a little bit. I didn't turn that one when I went that way, but that's okay. We're going to add something. We'll add some other stuff to make it look better. So look, so I've gotten a little bit onto there. So there's a little bit of, what is that called? Stem. I'm just going to take a towel and kind of wipe it off because I don't want to wipe everything off, because see, if you'll notice these two, it kind of gets a little bit darker. I think the colors blend together the more you do it. So I kind of don't, that's why I don't like to change it. So, and if you've ever done this technique, I mean, it's so fun to make your own DSP, and it makes your cards, you know, so unique. I've done this several times. None of them have been the same at all. None of them have looked the same. I have a tendency not to put enough stuff on here. Like I have a tendency to not overlap and not let things just not be enough. And I'm trying to do better on that part of it, because I really want to make sure that I've got, you know, I'm going to do this one like this. Oh, well, yeah, that's okay. We'll fix it later. It'll be good. That's all good. It's all good. All right, let's see. I have got so many of these daubers. I have bought, I'm the kind of person that likes things one for every color. You can wash these out and reuse them in different colors, but that is not me. I like to have one for every color, and I'll be honest, that's how I am with the blending brushes. I have a complete set now. I think I have one more to get, but I have it in white, so it's okay. All right, I just want to make sure I did that right. All right, so I'm going to put this here. So see, I kind of did that. You're going to actually be cutting the edges. So if you don't have the edge completely done, that's okay. But I do want to do it, because quite honestly, you can take those edges and make something beautiful with them as well. And I'll show you something I did with them, that some of it I'm not done with, because well, I had to go to church last night, so I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do because I ran late. And today I get to make a pumpkin for a pumpkin contest at my school. I'm a librarian at a school, and I have to we're doing a pumpkin contest, which is great, but nobody on my team wanted to do it, so I'm getting to do it. And my husband sent me a picture of an adorable, adorable picture of a pumpkin that they had made at the hospital, because he goes in and works in hospitals. And it was so cute. It had, it was a puffer fish, and the whole thing was candy corn. So after I finish this video, I get to hot glue 10,000 candy corn onto a pumpkin and then make it into a puffer fish. So, oh, I just did that end, didn't I? But that's okay, because you know what? All leaves are different, and I keep having to tell myself that. I'm going to go over that one because I kind of, I kind of want a little more color there. Look at that. That's so different. That's what I like about this. This makes it different, you know? Like, so if I wanted to do one that didn't have any yellow, I could definitely do that. I'm not gonna, but I'm gonna do less yellow this time because I kind of like all that orange on there. I wish I lived in a place where where we got beautiful fall colors. And we do here in North Texas some, but not like people do in the north and the, I'm just so jealous to go see that kind of stuff. When we went to visit my sister-in-law in New Jersey, it was so gorgeous. And I was so jealous. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put this here because I want a little bit more. Okay, now what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get this little seedling that we have, and I'm gonna put some seedling on there, okay? I'm gonna fill in with this. And I'm actually just gonna use these 3 colors as I do it. I can't even remember where I'm doing it, but that's okay. I definitely want one here, and I'm gonna let it come out from here. Okay, and then, that was not smart, Amy. That's okay, I'll live, it'll be okay, I'm gonna put it right here, because I feel like that needed a little bit. And then let me do a few more. Okay, let's see. I think there needs to be something right here. I think right here in the middle needs it. So I'm gonna add that seedling right there. And it's okay if you cross things. I keep having to tell myself that because I am not real good at that kind of thing, because I kind of, I'm like, so you can't cover things, but you actually can. So, doesn't that look so pretty? I love these seedlings. I love the detail in this stamp set. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. It's just got so much to it. Okay, so I think that I'm going to call this good. So here's my my paper. Now, I'm going to take this off a little bit. And yeah, I got some stuff here, but you know what? We'll fix it. It's okay. And then I'm going to take, I've got 4 inside pieces. Now, if you're going to do it, I mean, I think you got to go for it, right? So let's add a little bit onto this leaf, right? And I probably don't even need, to do the whole thing, but I'm going to do some of these just right here for the inside, right? Because doesn't that look beautiful on your thing? Now, if I end up doing my paper this way, that's okay. Then the leaf's like here. I think that's absolutely fine. So I'm going to go ahead and do some more. Do another one. And if you want to just do the seedling with this, you can. That's fine. You can do whatever you want because it is your card, not mine. So I just love this leaf. So I'm like, I'm going to do the leaf. All right. So here we go. Let's see. Let's do it a little like this time. Okay. Oh, good. All right. And then I've got one more. Actually, I've got 2 more because there's 4 cards, right? And if I wanted to do this a lighter one, I might do the last one as a second generation. That's a little bit lighter because then you can kind of see that. I'm going to turn this one this way because I know I have a card that goes this way. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do one more, and I'm going to do it the second generation so you see what that looks like. Okay. Okay, so see, it's just a little lighter. It's got a little bit of ridge there. Oh, it's all good. All right. So there is that. So my stamping is done. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close these up because I know me well enough to know that I'm a mess. And I'm going to get rid of these, put them off to the side. I'm going to give my daubers off to the side because, again, I know me. I will definitely do that. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to turn it on the other side. It's a little dirty over here, but that's okay. All right, so now I've got my paper, and I'm going to get my cutting board or cutter out. My Stampin' Up cutter. I love this cutter. If you do not have a cutter, I highly recommend this. Now, the first cut I'm going to do is at 5.5. I'm going to cut this exactly in half, both ways. I'm going to do it and then at 4 1/4 because I want as much on there as possible. Okay, so then I'm going to do this one. Now, once you have these cut, if you decide you think I really need more on there, guess what? You get your stamp right back out and you say, oh, I want something right there or something. Then do that. That's absolutely fine. Then I'm going to take a 1/2 inch more off of each side. Okay. That is because I'm matting this on a piece of paper and then putting it on the card for mine. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to, but that's for this, the cards that I'm making. That's why I did that. Okay. Now, if you're like me, you can take these and sometimes do something with that. And I'm going to show you a little bit later what you could do with those. Okay. Or if you have a mess up, like one time I had gotten it almost done. One of the times I was doing this, I had almost gotten everything done. And then I dropped the stamp right on it. And I was like, ah, that was, I'm not going to lie, that was a total bummer. I was very upset over that. But I ended up saving the stuff and have used it for other things. You can make it for other cards, and I'll show you that in a minute. All right. So we've got our pieces cut, and I'm gonna lay them out so I can see them. So when I'm deciding on what card to make on the cards, I want to know, like, I'm going to make this card first. Now, I'm going to admit this really is not about putting the card together. So I have everything pre-stamped, pretty much done. Okay. So this one, I've got the leaves. I've got the leaves at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my paper. You can see I've already stamped Thinking of You and cut it. I'll be honest, I found these that, you know, I didn't always stamp these straight. So I found a lot of times when I stamp a sediment, I will stamp it just wherever, not worry about it, and then cut it around and then just mat as I choose. I don't necessarily, oh wait, that's not what I want to do. I want to see which one I want to use for this. Let's see. I don't necessarily measure each one of these unless I'm using a punch. So these are not exact measurements on any of them. All right, so let's see. I think I'm going to do this one because I think I can cover that up a little bit with what I did. So we're going to use this one. All right. So I'm going to attach this. I had to figure out what I was doing there. All right. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus. I really like the Stampin' Seal Plus better, I think, than the Stamping Seal. Now, I am using Cherry Cobbler and Early Espresso on this, and you'll notice there's no Early Espresso in this, but I personally thought it looked nice with it, so I liked that darker color of it. And then I'm using this Natural Finish ribbon, and I don't cut. I measure. I don't measure. I just look at it and eyeball it. I'm using my Ginger scissors on this because my husband just had them all sharpened and they cut so well. All right, so I'm gonna put the ribbon around both of these. I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna use Scotch tape to tape it down. It does a pretty good job. And I will tell you, I have this on my craft table, and if you have ever seen one of these, I don't know if you can see it, it just clips on. This is the best tool I have ever seen. We got it at Costco one year at Christmas, and I haven't ever seen them then. I didn't see them yesterday. I looked for them. But if you can find one of those when you're wrapping presents, I'm going to tell you, it is a godsend. I use it all the time. All right, then I'm going to add my Stampin' Seal. And then I'm going to put this here. All right, and then I'm going to do Thinking of You here. I'm going to actually kind of do it in the center because I feel like this, I'm going to fix that. Don't worry, I got a plan, okay? I got a plan. All right, I'm going to use my dimensionals. Mainly because I don't have quite as much on this one showing. So I want to fill up the card a little bit. All right, so I'm going to put this on. These little things, I don't know if you have them in your house, but I find them all over my house, sometimes in just really weird places. Okay, so I've got this. And so I'm going to I've got a couple of options that I can use. And I think, oh, I might have lied because I can't find the others. Okay, where did I put this? Nuts, I wanted the butterflies. Okay, so these are our leaf and amber gem combo pack, and they are also in the mini catalog. So with that, you get these beautiful leaves, plus you also get these amber gems, which I think are really pretty with this. So I'm going to add some of these, and I'm going to use my Take My Pick tool to do that. And when I put on gems, look, just fixed that, didn't I? I don't know why. I always do them in threes, okay? And then I always start, threes or fives, always odd numbers, but I start with the little ones at the top and then I go down to the bottom. So see, that was absolutely perfect. So there is my first card, and you can see same but different, right? 2 cards, same but different. All right, so I'm going to do that one. The next one says hello, and I loved this. Okay, so I used cherry cobbler, and then I used the pumpkin pie. And I have this already cut, which I got a little crazy later, right? And I stamped the hello in cherry cobbler, and then I used the oval punch. And the oval punch is great because it has the inside and the outside. So you've got a mat just like that, and that is one thing I love about that one. So this one since I'm using orange, I want to make sure that I've got some good orange in there, which of course they all do, right? I think I'm going to use this one. I think that's the one that's going to work with this one the best. So yes. All right, so I'm going to add this one onto here. Okay, just going to mat that. And then I have 2 pieces of cardstock that I just cut at 5 by 1/4 of an inch. And I'm not going to use Stampin' Seal for that. I am going to use the glue because I think it's easier, and I don't have my glasses on, so I certainly can't see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to run a little bead here and then a little bead down there. So I think that works the best. And since they're thin, I'm going to, Amy? All right, I'm going to kind of keep them kind of close together. Okay. So I'm going to do that. I don't want them too far. Oopsie. But one thing I love about Stampin' Seal is even if once you put it on, if you need to manipulate it a bit, then you can do that. Okay, so I've got this, and let me get my towel to wipe that glue I got on there. And then I stamped the hello, just like I did earlier. But then later, I was looking at my mess ups and I saw this. And I was like, how perfect is that if I punch that little leaf and then add hello? So that's what I did. And I'm going to put dimensionals on that. It's a different dimensional set, but I've got multiple packages of dimensionals hanging around. And then I'm going to put this on here. And then boom, card number 2 is done. All right. And again, if I wanted to add, I really wanted to add isn't there. I wanted to add some butterflies and I can't. Ah, there they are. There's the butterflies. I wanted to add a couple of these beautiful butterfly chims. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to add a couple little butterflies in here. I'm going to cover that up right there. I'm going to do another one over here. And then I'm going to do a larger one right here. Oh, look at those little butterflies. Don't they look so cute? I just got these in the mail yesterday, so I'm so excited. Okay, I digress. All right, so let's put this on. And you can see I use glue and Stampin' Seal interchangeable. Whatever happens to be closest, that's what I grab. All right, so that's card number 2. There's the one I made today, which I like better than the one I made yesterday. So there you go. All right, so there's that. And then this is card number 3. It's going to go like that. And I used one of these, one of the leaves from that set. And I think with this one, well, I think I really kind of have to use this. So I'm going to do that. And let's put it on this yellow, this crushed, I'm using crushed curry with this one. Let's move. Hello, you're not welcome right now. Crushed, or hello. All right. It stays. I don't really, good thing about glue is I think it is such a quick adhesive. It doesn't take any time at all. And then I do always like to use my bone folder there. All right, so then I'm gonna take, now I ended up doing So Grateful. I ended up liking that a little bit better. Oh, look at that. That is not straight. The good thing about this is I've got a little time to move it. Come on, Amy. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay. And I'm going to use this Baker's Twine Essentials pack, and you get 3 or 5 of them in here, which is really nice. I'm going to go ahead and go with the kind of neutral twine as I use it. And the great thing about it is you only need, I don't know where my snips are, but I guess I'll use this. You only need just a little bitty piece of this because I don't want to do a lot. So I'm going to put it in here. And this time I stamped So Grateful instead of hello. I don't know why. I didn't have a reason. I just did it. So there you go. So there's that. I'm going to kind of eyeball where I want it. And then I'm going to turn it over. And you guessed it. I'll tape it. Okay. Now, obviously, we don't want our card to be like that. So, oh God. I'm going to put dimensionals on here because I love dimensionals. Oh. My hands are sticky. All right, I'm going to put 3 on there. Okay. I need to get my, only time I ever use hand sanitizer is when I'm in the studio and need to get the sticky off my hands. All right, so I've got So Grateful, and then I'm going to use some more of these gems, and I'm going to add them around. I think one needs to go there. One definitely needs to go on here. And then let's just gem this up. Let's go a little crazy. I'm going to break my rule. I put a big one there. And then I'm going to put a big one down here like that. Okay. Oh, well, I should probably put it on the card, shouldn't I? Okay. One more. All right. And then card 3 is done. Look at that. Card 3 is done. So there it is, 2 very different cards, yet the same idea. And then my last one, I think might be my favorite. So I did this with navy because I love navy. And I used some more of the natural ribbon. So here's what I did with that. All right, so I've got this last one. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the back. Okay, so I'm going to cut this and I'm going to put it on the back. And see, I've got that little mess up right there. But look, I just fixed it. How great is that? Okay, now... Actually, I think before I tape it, I'm gonna tie the knot on there first. Okay, the next thing I am gonna do, I lied. I'm gonna go ahead and tie a knot. Okay, so I am just tying a knot like this, not a bow, because I think this ribbon, to me, is a little too thick for a bow. Okay, I just think it's a little too thick for a bow. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, the great thing about it is it really it'll look very nice. I'm going to cut it off, and then I'm going to wait till I've got it attached to really do the final cutting. Okay, so let's put that. I cut my pieces a little too big. I don't usually like to waste this much ribbon. I feel like that's a little bit of a waste, but that's okay. Make sure I've got it where I want it. Yep. All right. Now this I'm going to play with a little, and I'm going to cut. The thing about it is if I decide I want to move it over, I can do it because it's just a knot. Okay. So then what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to pinch it. Okay. And then I'm going to cut it so that I've got points. I want it to have points, so that these points mimic this, right? All right. This one I'm going to go a little longer because I've got a little more room. So I'm going to do that. Let me fold it over. And again, this larger ribbon really lends itself to this. And I think that really makes a beautiful kind of statement on that. See, I love that. Okay. Then I've got my So Grateful somewhere. Oh, there it is. And on this one, honestly, I kept the edge. Usually I cut it off, but today I kept the edge yesterday. And, you know, why not? Let's add some dimensionals to that. Add a little bit of dimension. Because these cards, in some respects, are simple, but yet I think they're so elegant. And I love the colors, but I do want it to go all the way to the edge of that. So when I add it to the crushed curry, I'm going to use Stampin' Seal on this. I don't know why, but I am. All right, do that. It doesn't really matter if I do it right side up or down, but I guess in my head I need to. All right, so there is that. And let's add it to the blue, which I don't have. This is Night of Navy. I love Night of Navy. It to me can just, it's the most versatile color we have. I could probably use it on every card I make. So, all right. So then we've got this and that. And then I do think it needs one little gem right there. So I'm going to use a large gem. I have to buy some more of these because they are so pretty. I love that amber. All right. Those two actually turned out almost the same. But so I've got 4 cards, and I'm going to put the 4 that I made today out. And you can see with one piece of paper, we made 4 cards. Now I'm going to show you some other cards that I made now with green. So I did this same concept. I didn't finish all of the cards because I didn't get them done. But here's one of them I did with the greens. Now I used on this set I used, I went kind of the opposite. I went darker at the tips and lighter on the inside, as you can see, with Evening Evergreen, Shaded Spruce. I used Mint Macaron, So Succulent, and I used Pear Pizzazz. And on this right here, I used Pear Pizzazz and Elegant Eggplant to do the two colors, because I liked the two colors there. Now then I did this one, which I loved. I definitely think these need some butterflies. I'll definitely put some butterflies on there. Same thing. This is Soft Succulent and Elegant Eggplant. Now then today I did this again because I was like, I need this to look a little more depth. So I made another one, and I used Old Olive in there. I kind of didn't use near as much Shaded Spruce, and I added the Old Olive. Haven't finished these. These are just ones that I made. Okay, and then I have these. So these are all going to be cards, but this is just a different, a little bit different color family. Only really adding Old Olive. That was the only thing I did between those two, and look what a difference that made. And then this was from a Mess Ups. Okay, so I had one that they didn't look so great. And then I just cut them and put them like that. And I'll finish that card a little bit later. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but that's where I am. All right. Oh, that doesn't look, sorry about that. All right. So those are my cards that I have made with using the Soft Seedlings stamp set. Now, I will say we have another stamp set in the regular catalog that I think is beautiful, that could be done the same way with the same technique, and that is this one. It is Flowing Flowers. I love this set. It makes gorgeous cards. So this is in the regular catalog. You can do the same Doppler effect with those I don't know, finger daubers. And then with this, you know, it's got some leaves in there, so you can do those leaves and you can do some different colors. So it's got the shading in it. So I think this would be another one to do that one sheet wonder. But quite honestly, you can do a one sheet with any stamp set. Anything you have, you can do. And I love that, the beauty of making these. And again, quick 4 cards that you've got done. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And again, if you needed a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, my information is below. I'd love to be your demonstrator. Have a fantastic week. Do something crafty. Have a great week. Bye.